Hey turnips, so today I have a really special but different kind of sweet treat for you guys. It's gonna be my Thai tea cheesecake. And if you guys like Thai tea or you guys like cheesecake, you guys are definitely gonna love this recipe because it's so creamy and so smooth that it's gonna taste like ice cream. And who doesn't like ice cream? So without further ado, let's get started. And for those who have been following me on my channel, you guys know that I did a recipe on Cinnamon Toast Crunch macaron. So for this recipe, I decided to use my leftovers to make my cheesecake crust. And I bet you guys never thought of using cereal as a crust. So that's really interesting and I definitely like it. It has a good texture and good flavor. Adding is a really good substitute for graham crackers. Now that we have crushed our Cinnamon Toast Crunch, we are going to add in our granulated sugar to make the crust super sweet and delicious. And it's going to give that crunchy flavor as well. So just add it in, and all the measurements are provided in the description box down below, so check it out. So on the left, I have my butter that's already in room temperature, so it's super smooth and creamy. And I'm just going to add in a pinch of salt to my dry ingredients and mix well before adding in the butter. And for those who are new to baking, I definitely recommend trying mixing your dry ingredients first and then your wet ingredients before combining your dry and your wet ingredients together, because it just makes it easier for you to make sure that everything's well incorporated together. And as you guys can see, the butter softened quite a bit, and that's perfect because that means that the butter is going to be smooth and creamy, and that definitely going to bring out the taste and the texture of our crust. One of the great things that I like about baking in the summer is that it's relatively easy to bring your butter to room temperature, and it's really fast. And just combine all of it until you reach a very doughy texture. So once you have reached this doughy consistency, you guys are ready to prepare your pan. And it's just really beautiful and it's going to be so easy. So moving on, we are just going to spray our pan with our non-stick cooking spray. You guys could use a non-stick cooking spray, baking spray, or you guys could just run it around with butter. And definitely don't forget that step because you guys don't want your cake to stick to your pan and it's just going to ruin the whole entire cake. So just pop in your batter and we are going to push it into the crust. And as you guys can see, you guys could definitely push it in and make a crust by using your fingers. I definitely recommend using your fingers because you guys have a better grip and better sense of how thick each layer is and what makes it easier for you guys to spread around. And just make sure that it's a relatively thin and even layer. See, that wasn't so hard and it looks pretty good and it looks like the typical pie crust that you guys get from your local grocery. And then we are just going to pop this in our oven that's preheated to 375 and bake it for approximately 15 to 20 minutes until it's well baked. And then next, preparing the cheesecake, we are going to add in our cream cheese. And I got these cream cheese from Target today because I decided to be a little bit fancy and it was the most convenient place. And then my cream cheese is kind of hard, so I'm just going to let it sit around for a couple minutes and just make sure that it's around room temperature so that it's easier for us to cream together. And then we are just going to add in our granulated sugar. But of course, being the impatient me, even though I prepare my butter that's at room temperature, I forgot to prepare the cream cheese. So I decided to have a little bit of fun and I'm just going to make my cream cheese into 8-pack abs. And just a quick disclaimer, these 8-pack abs do not give you abs if you guys eat the cheesecake. So just a little bit of warning. And we are just going to cream it together until it's well blended. And you guys can see it's coming together relatively well. And I'm just using a wooden spatula because it's so much easier and it has a better grip. And of course, since this is a Thai tea cheesecake, we are definitely going to use Thai tea leaves. So I got these Thai tea leaves from Amazon, so you guys could order there. And I'm just pouring a cup of hot water just so that it could really be concentrated and you guys could definitely taste the Thai tea flavors. I also included a couple links to my other Thai tea recipes on this channel, and you guys know how much I love Thai tea and Thai tea in general, and you guys definitely have to check those out. So we are just going to leave these tea leaves to steep in the hot water for at least an hour just so that it cools down to room temperature and we will get all the delicious concentrated flavors. But in the meantime, we are going to whisk our heavy whipping cream right here. I remember when I first whipped my heavy whipping cream, I was like, this doesn't look right. It looks too watery. But don't worry, you guys would definitely reach this beautiful thick consistency right here. You guys just keep on whipping. So the next step is completely optional, but I'm just adding a bit of copper gel food coloring from Wilton's collection, and that's definitely going to help with the color of the cheesecake. But that's not important because Thai tea itself, it has that beautiful orangey color. But since we're adding heavy whipping cream and cream cheese, it's going to make our color a little bit lighter, so I want it to be a rich orange color. So at this point we are going to combine it with our previous cream cheese and granulated sugar just to incorporate everything together. And just mix well so that they're all combined together. And I know that it's a little bit longer than usual most videos, but trust me, the hardest part is definitely mixing, and it just requires a very simple basic skills, and this cheesecake is relatively easy to make. Look at that beautiful creamy color. So now that our tea has completely cooled to room temperature, we are just going to add it in through a sifter just to take out all the tea, and then we are just going to combine it to our batter. And look at that beautiful orange color. And if you guys really want that beautiful speckled look, you guys could definitely grind in the tea leaves ahead of time and then brew it, steep it, and then add it into your cheesecake. But since I really want my cheesecake to be smooth, I decided to sift it out. And then we are just going to crack in the egg, and we are just going to beat it with our batter. So our crust is ready from previously, and we are just going to pour in our cheesecake filling on top of our crust. As you guys can see, I did a really good job with mixing my ingredients so that it's really smooth. But if you guys have trouble having a really smooth batter, I definitely recommend sifting your cheesecake batter with a sifter, a very fine sifter, just to make sure that you guys get all the clumps out. And then we are just going to tap our cheesecake against our tray just to release all the excess air bubbles. You guys don't want bubbles in your cheesecake because it doesn't look pretty, but you guys don't care, that's fine. And then we are just going to add in a pan of hot boiling water. And the point is, the boiling water is going to be a reservoir. It's going to insulate and incubate our cheesecake so that it doesn't get too hot and it doesn't get too cold. And it's going to be an even temperature throughout your whole entire oven because the steam is just going to make sure that the whole entire oven is the same temperature. So after baking my cheesecake for approximately 30 minutes in a preheated 375 degrees oven, I let it cool before adding in my decorations. And as you guys can see, I created a stencil. It's very easy and simple, and it's just a really nice way to decorate your cakes, any cake in general, but I decided to make a bunny for my cheesecake. And do you guys know why I decided to use a bunny stencil? It's because bunnies also eat turnips, and turnips are you guys. So once I'm done with the decoration, I'm going to slide in a knife and I'm just going to run it around the edges just so that it makes it easier for me to remove my pan from my cake. And then just simply pop out your cheesecake and it's going to look so beautiful, and definitely recommend refrigerating for at least 24 hours before serving, and look at that. And in retrospect, I definitely recommend decorating after you guys have refrigerated your cheesecake because the cold moisture is going to get on top of the cheesecake and it's going to ruin your design just a little bit. But you guys can see that it's still beautiful and it's going to look so delicious and tasty. And if you guys like ice cream, it definitely has that beautiful texture. Hey turnips, thank you guys so much for watching. I had so much fun making this cheesecake, and of course since it's Thai tea, it's twice as enjoyable. So I really like this recipe, and it's an original recipe, so definitely give that a try. And for the crust, it's definitely special and unique, and you guys probably have cereal lying around somewhere, so it's definitely an alternative choice, and it's definitely a healthy option as well. And for those who haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button because I'll be bringing more sweetness to your life every week. And definitely check out my previous video. I've made the apricot macaron filling, and you guys are so wonderful commenting on my videos, and I love you guys. Thank you guys for your comments and feedback, and I love you guys. And until next time, bye!